Nikola Tesla is one of the most mysterious and successful geniuses in the history of mankind. His vision years ahead of his time, his shaping of today's technology, and his capacity to understand the visible and invisible forces around him, a common trait shared by all geniuses. When it comes to Tesla, the master of electricity, it is not difficult to understand that this force is energy. Tesla, because of his obsession with energy, developed methods to actually use it physically, as well as metaphysically studying it and trying to understand and explain the secrets of existence. If you understand the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you can unravel the secret of the universe. Wow, who knows what kind of truth Tesla was trying to tell us when he said that? You have fallen into the mud pile of the internet. Because in reality, Tesla did not say such a thing. It is a phrase that was completely invented later, especially with the New Age movements. But don't get demoralized immediately that everything was a lie, because Tesla really did serious work on the secrets of the universe. And today together, we are going to go deeper into that real information, not fabricated words. Welcome to Find the Truth. 3, 6, and 9. How can you say that all these are lies when there are hundreds of videos around saying that this subject is related to Tesla and that it is the key to the secrets of the universe, brother? I understand the reproaches of those who say, but remember that the internet is full of people who take pieces of information left and right and use them for their own interests or stories. Without going into the brain-burning scientific and mystical parts of the work, let's understand a little bit about the mysterious roots of these numbers and how they relate to Tesla, so that the questions and clouds in your head will dissipate immediately in the first part of the video. In the philosophy we call Hermetic teaching, which according to the general approach is transmitted to us as the science of wisdom of pre-flood civilizations, numbers and mathematics have an extremely important role because we come across the knowledge that mathematics is the language of the Creator and the basic building block of the universe. This ancient knowledge has led many geniuses and inquisitive souls throughout history, from Pythagoras to Isaac Newton, to make extraordinary discoveries and move humanity forward. The Pythagoras video will be coming soon, as will the Newton video, which is even more amazing in the explanation part of the Pythagoras video. Here, according to Hermetic knowledge, the number 3 appears as the fundamental number of creation and tells us about the triple law or triple principle: mind, spirit, and body, or in a more modern approach, mind, matter, and energy. The number 3 is the basic symbol in this philosophy that moves the 3 basic principles of existence. The number 6 symbolizes balance, harmony, and universal love in Hermetic knowledge. The 6-pointed star, or hexagram symbol, shows us the union of the material and spiritual world. This supports the harmony of the macrocosm, i.e., the universe, and the microcosm, i.e., the human being, and the Hermetic principle of as above, so below, that lies at the core of this relationship. The number 9 means completion, the end of cycles, and divine wisdom. In Hermetic knowledge, the number 9 is seen as a symbol of eternity and spiritual awakening. Since 9 is 3 times the triple system, 3 squared 3, it represents a high divine energy and points to the cyclical nature of the universe. Not only that, 9 is also a mysterious number in numerology and mathematics, because no matter what number you multiply it by, the sum of the digits will always add up to 9, and the sum of the interior angles of basic geometric shapes will always give us the number 9. For example, each corner of a square has an angle of 90 degrees and gives us the number 360 in total, just like the sum of 3 and 6 is 9. The importance given to these numbers throughout history and the repetition of 9 in mathematics has evolved into the modern form of the system called sacred geometry, and the belief that various geometric designs are designed based on these 3 numbers, and that these contain great secrets in the structure of the universe. However, the idea of the basic shapes of the universe, known as sacred geometry, is actually an ancient mathematical phenomenon whose origin is still unknown to anyone. And it is a kind of science of comprehending the energetic structure of the universe with our mathematical understanding, which includes shapes such as the flower of life, Metatron's cube, Fibonacci sequence, golden ratio, and Platonic objects. And it is a really deep subject. If you are curious, please indicate in the comments and I can make a video in the future. This is where mathematics and esotericism are intertwined, which is relevant to our topic because Tesla had this knowledge, even though we don't know where it came from. Maybe it was because of the books he read, maybe because of the realm of inspiration from which he got the ideas for his inventions, as he himself often expressed. But these numbers had a very important place in his life. But as I said before, he never said anything like, if you learn the secrets of 3, 6, and 9, you will understand the splendor of the universe. But he often repeated the following phrase: if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. In other words, he reinterpreted the sacred creation 3 in ancient Hermetism in his own branch. And today we have actually proven that interpretation, which was years ahead of its time. The fact that Tesla didn't say the words "you know" doesn't mean that numbers didn't have a special place in his life. The fact that he circled around a building 3 times before entering it, that he wiped the plates and forks 18 times before eating, which is the product of 6 and 3, the sum of which gives us 9, and that he wanted the numbers of the rooms he stayed in to be divisible by 3 are interesting Tesla gestures. But the most important part of the work was, of course, the results he found with his scientific studies. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. He is a person who has managed to present these 3 basic and interconnected facts to us with his physical inventions. Take the resonance theory using the energetic vibration created as a result of the matching of frequencies. Tesla showed this power to people with the famous Tesla coil and caused the building of his laboratory in New York to almost collapse. It is one of the biggest proofs of how destructive a seemingly simple vibration can be. He planned, designed, and tested the Wardenclyffe Towers to transmit energy wirelessly across the planet using the Earth's natural resonant frequencies, and at the last moment his project was canceled by capitalist forces. Like other geniuses before him, this man of genius took a fundamental principle in creation and made it his goal to delve deeper into it, to put it to the service of humanity, and to learn its secrets. According to Tesla, everything was a form of energy, and he argued that even matter could be transformed into energy. While this idea was nothing more than an extreme thought at the time, it is admirable that he discovered or rediscovered it on his own. Tesla theorized that the energy-based power in the universe materializes with a certain vibration and has a frequency value, and if you change that frequency, you will change the energy of that object. According to him, this concept was not only limited to physical things, but also to metaphysical things. In other words, he believed that even the thoughts of conscious beings could change with this power. According to Tesla, who combined all these thoughts at the universal level, humans, planets, and everything in space was like a giant harmony or musical instrument connected to each other in this huge sea of vibrations. And we were all like precious notes in this music of creation, giving life to this music with our unity. The wonderful philosophy of a genius who brought science, metaphysics, and spiritual philosophy together. Tesla passed away unrecognized for his genius far ahead of his time, ostracized and oppressed by corrupt capitalist science. But decades later, free science was about to prove once again what a great visionary he was, because quantum physics was coming into our lives. In the late 20th century, physicists such as Gabriele Veneziano, Leonard Susskind, and Michael Green developed a theory on the basic building blocks of matter with their studies from 1960 to 2000s. No, I'm not talking about atoms, no. I'm not talking about the protons, neutrons, and electrons that make up atoms. I'm talking about strings, which are claimed to be the smallest building blocks that make up even atoms. Strings are actually energy waves vibrating at certain frequencies, and they form the basis of all matter in the universe. Remember, someone else told us the 3 words in this sentence years ago. If you desire to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. Yes, even with the limited conditions of his time, Tesla explained to us the concept that quantum physics is currently working on and is called the theory of everything, just like the concept of matter, mind, and energy. the sacred trinity that makes up everything, which was passed down thousands of years ago in ancient Hermetic knowledge. Both string theory and quantum field theory seem to be gradually leading us to a fundamental common point: the fact that the whole universe is interconnected by a web of energy, and that this energy materializes as a result of a certain vibration and creates our three-dimensional existence. We now know scientifically that the basis of everything Tesla claims today is energy, and that this energy vibrates to create matter. But what about Tesla's other claims? The claim that vibration and frequency can change human thoughts. The claim that we can change the energy of a certain substance by playing with its frequency. And even, I'm raising my hand, playing with the energy of a substance to turn it into a different substance. This science sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But in the history of mankind, we see that science has often followed fiction and dreams to become reality. And I think actually today's science is rediscovering old forgotten memories. The claim that vibrations and frequencies can change the way people think has actually been a part of our lives for much longer than you think. The concept we call sound is our brain's analysis of the waves created in the air by the vibration of an object. And humanity has long used this phenomenon as a source of healing, relaxation, or, on the contrary, intimidation. For example, in the Ottoman Empire, treatment of mental illnesses was provided by applying water sounds and music in Darshvas. Hundreds of years before the Ottoman Empire, in ancient Greece, in healing temples dedicated to Asclepios, the god of health, music therapy was used to improve the mood of patients and accelerate healing. For thousands of years in Buddhist and Hindu temples, rituals and meditation have been performed with mantras and instruments that emit sound vibrations to balance the body and mind. Warrior civilizations, such as the Aztecs, used to terrify their enemies even before they fought by making horrible sounds with various instruments, and they would get one step ahead in the war. So yes, sound, that is, vibration and frequencies, really have very serious physical and psychological effects on living things. There is an instrument invented by Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers and presidents of America, the famous glass harmonica. This interesting instrument, which Franklin developed in 1761, produced such a high-pitched and interesting sound that listeners sometimes described it as a spiritual sound. But there were claims that it caused headaches and hallucinations after long periods of time. As more and more cases of the high-frequency vibrations produced by the instrument having serious effects on the nervous system, the legend of the harmonica driving people insane began to spread, and its use was banned in many countries, especially Germany, in the following years. Today, we have started to use high-energy sound waves for a very new treatment method to destroy cancer. With this new technology called histotripsy, high-intensity focused ultrasound waves are sent towards the tumor tissue, causing microsecond microbubbles to form in the target tissue. And this mechanical stress causes cancerous cells to break down and die. One of the best examples of the use of sound and vibration in new generation treatments. If we can use vibration and frequency for treatment, and even for killing and destroying, and if this is energy, what kind of effects can the words we speak have on another human being or living creature that stands in front of us and is made of energy? When we say good morning to a person, when we say I love you, or when we compliment them, could it be that the vibration and energy we create affects them consciously or subconsciously when it hits them and increases their health? Or if we constantly yell at the other person, if we insult them, could it hurt them and make them sick inside? And if we are all universally connected to each other in some way with energy and vibration, could it be that the good or bad words we say to our surroundings actually affect all of humanity worldwide? Science says a simple yes to this. It says that words create some physical reactions on human beings, but it cannot elaborate whether these reactions are due to the energy of the word or what the meaning of that word creates in our minds. If you have an animal in your home, you know it. If you have a child, you know it. If you water your flowers by singing songs, you know it. In short, because you are a being made of energy, it doesn't matter whether science, which is just beginning to crawl from crawling to walking, Proves it or denies it, you have known the fact of creation for thousands of years with your innermost, most sincere feelings. Everything that comes out of your mouth is actually energy, and this energy is no different from the energy that has surrounded us and connected us since the day our universe came into existence. So don't forget Tesla's quote about energy, vibration, and frequency. One day humanity may use it to overcome gravity. One day humanity may use it to make weapons of mass destruction, but at least use it to spread happiness and positivity to yourself and your surroundings every time you wake up to a new day. Compliment people. Give thanks when you eat. Say nice words to living beings. Look in the mirror and say nice words to yourself. Say prayers according to your beliefs. Make good wishes. After all, now you know the secret of this universe. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration and frequency. So open your mouth for good, which allows you to use this most basic power of the universe at any time so that you can give happiness to your environment and yourself, even if it is small. If you have been following the channel carefully, you may have noticed that I have been giving you some ancient philosophies and secrets, scientifically, belief systems, and metaphysically for some time now. You may have even noticed that they are actually all the same thing. The fact that no matter how separate we seem to be from each other in this infinite universe, we are all actually one and interconnected. Whether you approach the subject scientifically or religiously, it doesn't matter. Science, belief, philosophy all say the same thing. You are all one energy, and we are all connected to each other in some way. Why do we swear at each other when we can say nice words to each other? Why do we become enemies when we can share goodness and love? Why do we become enemies when we can share goodness and love? The secret of creation is not a phenomenon that the moment you understand it, light will come out of your forehead and you will fly away. Look, sages and geniuses have been telling us the same thing for thousands of years, even when the truth is right in front of our eyes, to be able to comprehend it and make it a part of our lives. This is the secret. To fully understand the truth starts with this, and the rest comes. So don't waste your time making videos about Tesla's 369 secrets in strange geometric shapes and weird videos, telling you that if you ask the universe for money, you will get rich. 99% of the New Age movements ultimately focus on taking money out of your pocket. Develop yourself in the light of real philosophical knowledge and understand some things. Understand so that you reconnect with life, reconnect with people, reconnect with living things. Don't push yourself into loneliness. Rediscover what makes you part of that whole. Maybe it's planting a tree, maybe it's feeding an animal, maybe it's playing guitar and making music with your friend. Who knows? As long as you do it, first yourself, then your environment. Maybe one day you may even see that humanity has changed. Remember, if you change, the world changes. Thank you for watching the video. I actually did not expect that the topic would come up here when I was preparing this content. But when I delete the wrong information, the concepts of 369 and Tesla also reveal their own truths. Simple and beautiful meanings. I hope it will have a place in your life. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel to accompany me on my journey. Take care of yourself. To see you next week.